Hi there, Michelle here, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video is another Monday vlog. I feel like nothing really happened last week, but I was very busy, mainly on this cardigan here, which the video has come out. It actually came out today on Saturday. This cardigan here took me a little bit of time to make, and not because of the pattern. Actually, this cardigan was super quick to make. It's just I picked the wrong size, thinking it was the right size at the time, and it wasn't. So we'll talk a little bit more about this cardigan. We're going to be talking about projects that I'm going to be working on this week, and I did buy a few new little things to help me with my knitting and crocheting. If you're new to my channel and you like crocheting, knitting, yarn, thrifting, the 80s, this vibe, why not hit the subscribe button? If you subscribe to my channel, then you will be up to date with all of my latest crochet and knitting projects and videos. Let's start off with what I did last week. Now, last week I was focused on this. It wasn't really what I wanted to work on the entire week. I kind of had a plan that I would get this done by, I don't know, like Wednesday, and then be able to work on some other things for the rest of the week. Unfortunately, I picked the wrong size. Now, I know, you'll be like, Michelle, haven't you learned your lesson? Shouldn't you be doing gauge swatches? Well, I technically did a gauge swatch, but that didn't really help me. Last year, around this time, I made the Flower Garden vest version. This pattern is by Realm Designs. I love her patterns and her projects and like just the overall cuteness of the things that she designs. So I had made the vest version last year with actually the same yarn as this. I kind of want to remake it with different colors, but that's not right now. I did do the large. Of course, if you had watched that video last year, then you would know that I redid it again. I just wanted to fix the top part, and I fixed it, and it turned out fine. I kind of wish I would have went up a size, and I think that was the problem because I don't make vests a lot, and when I do, I really don't know how to size them. I don't know why. It's a problem that I have. Whereas if I were to make like this, like a cardigan, I kind of know how I want it to feel. So for me, right here was an issue when I was doing the large version of this. It was too close to me. So like this here, where the sleeve gets attached, was like right against me. If I want to wear a short sleeve top like I'm wearing right now underneath it, there's no way that there's going to be enough room right here to make me feel comfortable in it. Right off the bat, I knew I had to make it an extra large. Unfortunately, I didn't come to that realization until the whole body panel, whatever you want to call it, was done. This is not one of those projects where you have one front panel, another front panel, and a back panel, and then you sew it all together. This project, which is, I love it, you're doing the whole panel of the front, the back, and the other front, all one piece. And then you work your way up for one front panel, the other front panel, and then you do the back panel. So technically it's all one big piece. The only things that I had to sew was just the top of the shoulders here, and I had to sew on the sleeves. Other than that, there was no, like, I didn't have to sew any of the panels together. So unfortunately, instead of me making like a back panel, which I think I usually start off with a back panel and be like, you know what, this panel is a little small. Let me take this apart and let me do it a different size. I had done basically the entire body of this and realized I didn't like it. And it's not that I didn't like it, it's just I like my cardigans and sweaters to fit a certain way, and it wasn't fitting the certain way that I wanted it to fit. It does now. Like right now, this is so comfortable. I actually wore it out today. Normally, when I make a knitting or a crochet project, once I make it, I really just don't want to look at it for a little bit because I spent so much time on it. This, I wore it today. Absolutely love it. The only problem that I have with it is, and it's on me, it's my problem. It's a me problem. I only bought 6 buttons and I, for some reason, made 7 buttonholes. So I need one more button to go here. And I think the one button up here would make the entire project. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know when I'm gonna go and get another button. So I might just take the button that I have on the bottom and put it up here. And I know I could get a different button, like a fun button with a flower or something, but I want all the buttons to look alike. So I think I might move the bottom button up here until I can get another button, because personally I would love to wear it where all the buttons are undone except for the one at the top. I think that would look cute. Like, look how cute that is. It's so cute. Also, this flap here wants to go this way, and like this one is is fine, but this one keeps flapping over. So like imagine a button right there. Adorable. And the funny thing is when I went to the Lens Mill store to buy these buttons, they had 4 packs. Only 4 packs. I could have bought that extra one. If it was a thing where there was only 3 packs, because usually buttons, especially this size of button, will come in a 2-pack. So there was 8 buttons available, and I picked 6. I really should have gotten that 8th one. For some reason, I thought I only had made 6 buttonholes. Turns out it was 7, so yay me. I just wish there was one more here. So I think that might be something that I do today or tomorrow. I don't really know the next time I'm gonna wear this. Because I wore it today, so I don't wanna wear it again tomorrow, but I would like to, is just take the bottom button and move it up here, and then eventually when I get more buttons like this, I'll just replace it at the bottom. So that's the thing. In that video, I was also talking about the sleeves and how I wasn't the biggest fan of the tapered sleeve in the, 24 hours since I filmed that. I have completely changed my mind on that. I love it. I love the tapered sleeves so much. I really like them. I was driving in it. I wore this today. It was so comfortable. It didn't even feel bulky, and I don't know, maybe it's because of the yarn that I picked or what, but this was just so comfortable, because sometimes when I make a crochet project, it feels like a crochet project. You know what I mean? This didn't feel like it. And again, the yarn is very soft, so it could have been how soft the yarn is. I really liked these sleeves. I do like the bigger tube sleeve where you fold it, and then I would put like a really tight cuff here, so it would be bulkier, but it would have that more like puffy sleeve, which I do like. But for this, I'm a fan of the tapered sleeve. I know, like in 24 hours, I've completely changed my tune on the tapered sleeve, and now I'm like, you know what, I kind of like it. So I think that eventually when I make this a fall version, because I need this to be a fall version, I need this to be a fall version so much. I want it to be a fall version, okay? I think I'm going to keep the tapered sleeves. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on how I want it to look, because sometimes the puffy sleeves work for what I want it to do, but I'm fine with the tapered sleeves. I really like it. In one of my comments for this video, because again, it came out today, somebody said if I'm going to be making the fall version, I should make them little pumpkins. And I think that is an adorable idea. I just have to figure out how I would do that, because I feel like the green and the orange should be flipped, right? Because you would have the pumpkins on the bottom and then the green stems up top. That's something that I have to think about. There's probably a pumpkin pattern out there, so I'll have to look for it. If I can't find one that I like, then I'll probably just use this one again. But I definitely want to make one for the fall, which will be, I think, a dark brown, like a pumpkin-y orange, and this exact same green. I love this green, so I'm quite happy with that. Last week, I was only able to focus on making this. Let's talk about this week's projects and things that I want to get done. Now with the warm-ish weather, it's not super warm. It's like 40, 50, so it's not like really, really warm. Again, I'm not a fan of the heat, so I'm okay with this. This week, I really want to start cleaning up the camper a little bit. It's kind of just been a place where I've been throwing things for the last few months because it's been too cold to like really sort things out. I have a lot of winter sweaters in here. I have a lot of yarn that is not in the proper places that it needs to go. So I really want to organize the camper this week. So that will probably be in next week's vlog because I don't have enough time to clean it before this vlog comes out. But that is something that I really want to do this week. I want to go to my storage unit and put away all of my winter sweaters that I know I'm not going to need for the few months. I usually just keep my few favorite here because you never know. But there are a few things that I want to get for my storage unit. I want to get some of my summer clothes back. I was looking at a post, this one here, so you know what I'm talking about. And I saw this cardigan and I saw the shirt underneath it. And the shirt underneath it, I remember buying it, but I don't remember the last time I actually saw it or wore it. And birds. There's just some birds out there. And I really want to wear this shirt. So I have to find it and I don't know where it is. I also really want to wear this cardigan. This cardigan was like a thrift flip. So I had bought it and then I think it was like even like it was a cardigan that I thrifted kind of from Poshmark, and then I made these cute little flowers. They're like SpongeBob flowers, and I sewed them on. I think at the time I was doing a lot of thrift flips. I should do some more because it would save me time for actually making the project, and I can like reuse things and just make cute stuff. I don't know. I should probably do that. I ended up doing that because there was a Levi's cardigan that I really wanted, but it was like $90. I'm like, I'm not spending $90 on a cardigan. And nowadays I probably would. I'm going to be honest. I've kind of come to the point where it's like, Michelle, sometimes you just can't make things because you want them now, so just buy it. So if I ever see it, maybe that sweater's now on Poshmark and I could just buy it. We should go look at that. I remember this cardigan. I liked it, but I couldn't figure out how to wear it. And like now I have like jeans and shoes and stuff that like can go all together and like I can make it work. So I really want to find that cardigan, and so that way I can bring it home and actually wear it. So where was I going? Right, storage unit trip. And then also this week I am going to be organizing my yarn, which needed to get done a while ago. My yarn is a chaotic mess right now. It's all over the place, okay? I have a system. Even though I don't use this system like every day, when I bring yarn in here, I should put it in the bin it belongs to, but then I don't. At least now when I have to put the yarn away, I have the bins to put them in. I don't have to be looking around. I don't have to be guessing. I can just put them away. I do think, however, I might need to get a new bin because my DK weight acrylic yarn is getting out of control. I have been using DK weight yarn a lot more in this past year, especially the Hayfield bonus DK, and I kind of want to either have a bin that is color coded. So with my 4-weight acrylic yarns, like my medium weight acrylic yarns, I have a cool tone bin and a warm tone bin. But for my DK yarn, I have them all in one bin. So what I want to do is maybe get a bin and put the cool tones in one and the warm tones in the other, or maybe just get a bin to put all my Hayfield yarn in because I love the Hayfield bonus DK yarn. I've made so many projects with it. I've made this one here, the Heated Rivalry tote bag, the I'm Coming to the Cottage tote bag. And I love doing tapestry crochet with a thinner yarn because you can get so much more detail. I will keep bringing this up. This pillow here, my Stranger Things pillow, which is like Joyce's wall with all of the colored lights on here. I wanted this originally to be a tote bag. It is a pillow because of how big it is, because I had to use medium weight acrylic yarn. Well, I didn't have to, but I didn't think it was going to be as big as it is. And it is spring, so I think it's the perfect time to start organizing yarn and getting everything organized. Another thing that I do want to do is, remember my old filming room? It was over there. It was my original filming room because I didn't even think about filming in here at the time. The only reason why I don't film in there anymore is because it's filled with my junk now. And by junk, I mean yarn, thrifted, and estate sale items that I need to sort through, and sweaters. The only reason why there's a bunch of estate sale stuff in there and thrifted stuff is because I'm like, oh, I'll do a thrift haul. I'll like show everybody what I bought. And then I proceed not to do that. And then it's just stuck in a bag. I want to organize in there. I think the main reason is that there's this corner in the room, which I love filming in. I think it's just so cozy and so nice. I kind of want to maybe clean it up in there so that way I can make that my new filming area for my vlogs. So then that way, like, you know, you're not seeing the same thing all the time. So when I do my regular videos, I'll film here. When I do my nice cozy sit down Monday vlogs, I can film in there. I'd like to find maybe a chair or something. I do have a chair that came with the camper, but it won't fit down the hallway. It's too small. Maybe it will fit now that I took the door out. At the time, I still had a door that went into the bathroom, but I took it out because obviously I'm not using the bathroom as a bathroom. It is my yarn storage room now. So maybe it will fit down there now. And then I could put a chair in the corner, have a light, have like this nice cozy kind of atmosphere. The only thing is I'm gonna have to keep moving my big ring light around. But other than that, I think that'll be fine. So that's something else that I want to do this week. So if I organize in there, then I can also make that a new filming setup because I need to change things up. It is spring. I need change. Now, the reason why I want to do a lot of organizing is because I want to start another project. Well, of course, I'm always going to start a project. I can't not be doing something. Between the hours of like 3 and 9 p.m., I like to be crocheting. I like to be watching documentaries, movies, TV shows, like whatever I'm interested at the time. But I like sitting in bed and doing that. Feel awkward if I'm not doing anything. The project that I'm going to be working on this week, I have talked about in past vlogs, and that's going to be a Tunisian crochet project. Lindsay at Just the Worsted came out with a new book. It is called Tunisian Crochet Wardrobe, 15 Modern Projects to Stitch and Wear. I will be linking this in the description if you are interested in purchasing this. She sent me this, and I have been waiting so patiently to start working on a project from this book. There was a few setbacks of why I couldn't make anything from this, and that is, first off, I had the hooks but not any of the accessories to go with it. Because I got new crochet hooks. I think they're in the house right now. I got these new crochet hooks and they're a tapered hook, and I have been waiting forever to use them. Because of course I've done other Tunisian crochet projects on this channel, but the hooks are just so lightweight and I don't really like them because they're made out of bamboo. They are from my favorite brand, Gu. If Gu came out with a metal Tunisian hook, I'm sold. Like, I will buy every single one, okay? Bamboo is the only one that I've seen from them, and it's just too lightweight. It's also an inline hook. And y'all know how I feel about inline hooks. I like a tapered hook. I thought I would do a little comparison between the Gu one, which is this bamboo Tunisian hook, and the Addy Tunisian hook. These are both 5mm hooks. There is a size difference. Didn't even think about that. Although I'm not a big fan of the bamboo and the inline, what is nice about the Gu one is I can use the same cables that I use for my Gu knitting needles. So that was, you know, kind of a plus. So I didn't have to buy cables for both things, but obviously I had to buy cables for these because they are completely different. The bamboo one is inline and my new Addy one is tapered. The bamboo one is also super, super light, and the metal one is ever so slightly heavier. I would have to say that the metal one is probably the heaviness of a loops and threads crochet hooks that you can get at Michael's, because the 5mm one was also a gold one and I used that one for years. And that's what this one feels like. I bought the set that didn't come with the cables and all the ends and stuff like that, which was kind of a mistake on my part, but they were really expensive and my sister actually kind of paid for some of it for my birthday. And it was a kit that was just the hooks, but they also had a kit that was the hooks, the cables, and all the extra doodads that would come with it that would be useful. And I'm like, no, I just need the hooks. About, not even a month ago, a few weeks ago, I did end up getting some cables for my hooks, and then the place I got the cables from didn't have the stoppers, which, I mean, we've already had this discussion in a previous vlog, so I had to order the stoppers. Well, the stoppers finally came in. I have the cables, I have the hooks, I have the book, and now I have the yarn. Let me go over which project I want to do. There's so many cute projects in here. I want to make all of them. This is the project that I want to make. It is called the Trails Tee. Look how cute that is. That is so gosh darn cute. I need to make it, okay? Look at these stripes. I know you'll probably be like, Michelle, the yarn you just showed is blue, but this is what you would make. Yes, I know. I kind of have this weird thing in my mind of how I'm gonna do it. The pattern wants you to use a DK weight cotton yarn, and I ended up buying these colors here. These are the Barocco Modern Cotton DK. They are 60% Prima Cotton and 40% modal or modal rayon. I think it's because I was working on this project here and I'm like, I need to make something else that's blue. Last week was Local Yarn Store Day. If you haven't seen it, I do have this vlog here, which has the footage and what I did that day and what I bought that day. So if you want to check out that, definitely feel free to watch that video. I ended up buying these three colors, blues and like this kind of fun purple. And I kind of just envisioned this striped top to be these colors. I don't really use these colors a lot. If you follow my sister or you've seen my sister in my videos, you know that these are more her colors. Maybe not this off-white, but like these colors are more like her. Actually, she did buy this exact color yarn on Local Yarn Store Day as well. I want to make a striped tee with these colors. The thing is sometimes with t-shirts, most of the time, I have not had the best luck of how they fit. Okay, I don't know why. It's probably me. I thought that let's do this pattern because I have been waiting to do this exact pattern for a very long time with this blue yarn. And if the project turns out not the way that I want it to, then maybe I'll know how to fix it. And then I'll buy colors that I would wear. Well, I'll wear this too. But like, you know, my traditional colors, which is again, browns, oranges, yellows, reds, off-whites. And then make another version that maybe I'll like the fit better. My problem is I don't want to buy my favorite colors and make something and then not like it, because odds are I'm not going to make it again with the same colors. If I buy colors that typically I don't normally buy and I make it and it turns out beautiful and I love it, then I'll go ahead and buy more yarn and like maybe make it again, even though sometimes I don't make things twice, but I could make things twice. Most of the times I don't. Like these colors here, putting them together just gives me that like 80s, 90s stripe tee, like the ringer tee, and that is what I envision, and that is what I want. Today I will have to wind these up. Now there is one color that I'm not too sure which one it's gonna be yet, and I have to do the ribbing, so like I have to do the collar and around the cuffs or around like the arms and the bottom. I just don't know what color that's gonna be yet, and I don't know if I have enough of it with one of these that I have. So my thing is maybe make the whole project and then see what color would look better for the trim. At this very moment in time, I'm kind of thinking this dark blue, or maybe I'll get another color because there was some other blues and a few other purples that I think would look good too. So that's just gonna be when it's done, we'll figure that out. Now, let's go over a few things that I got and I am so excited to use. First off, I don't even know. I guess that was a month ago. Are you joking me? I just want to put it out there that April flew by so fast because me and my sister went to Knit City, Toronto on like March the 28th. And to me, that felt like maybe a week or two ago I went. It's been over a month since we went. April went by so fast. Like it's already May the 2nd. Anyways, there was a few shops there that I wanted to circle back and go back to, and then I just forgot because there was so many vendors and there was a lot of people, not like a crazy amount of people, but you know, when there's a lot of people and a lot of things going on, you just kind of get brain fog, and then next thing you know, you're at home, you're like, oh wait, I wanted to visit these other shops. So the one shop I really wanted to go to, but I forgot to, was called Soft Spoken, and they make these really cute handmade stitch markers. And then when I realized that I didn't get them, I looked up online and they were sold out. And then about a week or two ago, they put more stuff up in their shop. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to buy these now. Unfortunately, of course, I had to pay shipping. So if I would have bought them at the time, wouldn't have had to pay shipping. I think they are worth it. So the ones I got are these here. Look at how beautiful they are. Now I know that they are technically stitch markers, but I'm gonna wear them as earrings. When I saw these, I'm like, these will make the perfect earrings. I will be linking the shop in the description if you are interested in looking at what else they have. They have so many cute ones. I was very torn of which ones I should get, but I ended up getting these ones because I think they're so cute. And of course, I'm going to wear them as earrings because I love them. The other thing that I bought, and I have been kind of excited for these for a while now, but it is knitting accessories. First off, I ended up getting these. These are ChowGoo swivel adapters, okay? And they are the small ones because I don't need the large ones right now. I could get the large ones later. And they were $13.99. They are swivel adapters. Ooh, so you probably can't see, but they swivel. If you have the ChowGoo interchangeable needles with the cables and the cables aren't swivels, you can buy these little parts and you can make any cable that you have for your ChowGoo knitting needles swivel. I really like that. Did I need them? Not necessarily, but I do have a lot of non-swivel cables, and so I thought this was a good purchase, but now I'm realizing I'm probably going to have to get the large as well. The other thing that I bought that is knitting related are these. These are the ChowGoo quads. And what's interesting about them is that these knitting needles are square. So they are not round knitting needles. They are square knitting needles, which is kind of neat. Ooh, it's so nice in here. Why don't I ever bring my camera? I always forget it. Look, they're square, which I think are so cool. They feel, I don't know, they feel kind of lightweight. They feel lighter. I'll have to do a comparison in the house because that's where all my knitting needles are. They do feel a little lighter than the rounded ones. And I did get the 5mm, which is the size 8. And these were $22.99. What I have heard about these type of needles, that if you have like hand issues or arthritis, that these square knitting needles are supposed to help with that and alleviate pain. Sometimes when I do knit, my hands do get sore, so I'm really interested to see how these are going to work. I think the next project that I'm going to do that requires 5mm knitting needles, I'm going to be testing these out because I am so excited for them. And what is great is that they are ChowGoo, so they are going to go with all of my ChowGoo cables, which is fantastic because with knitting, you gotta have to have the same brand with the same thing. For crocheting, it's just you just have one hook and you're good to go. These are the square ones, and these are my regular. These are also a 5mm. These ones here are very light, but they also feel like they're hollow, if that makes sense. These ones, do they also feel like they're hollow? They also feel pretty light too. I don't know, I think it's because I've been using a heavy crochet hook for my last few projects that going back to a knitting needle seems very, very light. The new ones are ever so slightly lighter than my regular 5s. By like a little bit. We've talked about what I did last week. We've talked about what I'm going to do this week. And I've also shown you a few of the new things that I got. So today I do have to wind up yarn, and I think it's time to change this area a little bit. I like to change things up. You know, I've had this blanket for maybe a year now in here roughly, but I want to change it with another blanket that I have. The only problem is that it's kind of buried underneath all my stuff there. So let's go and get a new blanket and change this area. This is the area. I have to clean this up. Like, this has to get cleaned up. Yeah. I'm kind of torn between two blankets. I have a blanket that's on that place there, and then I have the other blanket that I am currently sitting on. Look, I have so much yarn. Okay, that just fell. I have so much yarn that has to go away. So this area here, I also really want to clean. It needs a good tidying. Now I'm kind of torn between this blanket and this blanket. I do like this one. Ooh, those colors look so good together. But the problem is that these ones are kind of the same. Like, there's a pattern, and then these ones are more sporadic. I kind of like this one because they're all different. So I think I'm going to go with this one here. I think I got this one at a thrift store or an estate sale. I don't know which. So we can go put this over there now. Oh, my duck, my duck. I do really like this blanket. Maybe we'll put this in the other room when I clean it up. Hopefully this blanket fits. So it's not gonna reach, but I don't think you really see the sides anyways, and I'll put pillows. That looks really nice. Okay, so I think this looks so much better. I needed something different for the backdrop. I think it's gonna look really good. I think now's probably a good time to wind up that yarn so I don't forget, because a lot of times I'll leave the room and then I'll be like, right, the yarn, and then I gotta come back and wind up the yarn. So let's go wind up the yarn for my next project. I wound up all of the yarn, and it took a lot longer than I thought. Even though these are like tinier skeins, they have more yardage on them, which means they're gonna have to take a little bit longer to wind up, and I didn't really realize that. So that's done. I put the little label in, but I think I might have messed up on 2 of the labels. I think I put 2 of the labels in the wrong ones and 2 of the labels in the right ones. So this is how far I've gotten on the project, and this is the colors that I've decided to go for. Well, the order. I decided to do the off-white, the light blue, the dark blue, and then the light purple, and then repeat. It is curling, very much like knitting. I did have to redo it once because I thought it would work, and it kind of did, but I realized I want the sleeve to be a little bit wider. So I did take it apart and I added a few stitches. I think my yarn is slightly thinner than the one used in the pattern, even though the one in the pattern says a DK weight cotton yarn. This is a DK weight cotton yarn. I don't know, I think Barocco, it just is a little bit thinner than everybody else, so that could be it. I feel like it's almost thicker than a sport weight, but not. I also have my camera and my mouse to hold it open because it is curling up. These colors are looking so good together. I really like them. I'm also enjoying the Tunisian crochet, so I can't wait to get back to that today. Of course, I'm editing the video right now. But yeah, I just wanted to show you a little update on the project that I did start yesterday with the yarn that you just saw me wind up. I did change the blanket. I think it actually looks really good. I like the white, but I think the white was just a little too bright. although it looked good. I think that one is more for like summer and spring. And even though, yes, I know it is technically spring and summer's coming up, I've had that for way too long. So we had to switch that up. I have another one, which is like that really beautiful brown one that everyone always asks me what yarn it is. And unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know what yarn it is. I thrifted it. If I ever find that yarn, I will let you know, because I also want to know. But I do like this. I think it looks pretty good. It looks different. There's a change. You know, I think it's nice. When it's spring, you gotta have to like change things up a little bit. I think that sums up this Monday vlog. In the comments below, let me know if any of y'all are working on some projects this week. Is anybody else also doing some spring cleaning? Because now that it's May, I need to clean, I need to organize, I need to be like ready for the summer. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. I always love reading what you guys are working on. That does it for this video, so y'all have a good day now.